the Canadian Hockey League on Rogers Sportsnet. Hockey that matters, next.
The last time the Greyhounds and the Knights hooked up, it was a seesaw battle, to say the least. London showed their mettle in the first period. The OHL's leading scorer, Patrick Kane, would collect a pair to give the home team a 2-1 lead after 20 minutes. But in the second period, it was the Greyhounds who bared their teeth and fought back. They wrote goals by Andrew Campbell and Brandon Biggers and outshot the Knights by a 23-3 margin to enter the third period with a 3-2 edge. In the third, Sam Gagner would score a controversial goal crease marker that upon review would stand up and be enough to send the game to an eventual shootout. On a roll, the Knights would not be denied in the shootout as Gagner would strike again, while Steve Mason would stone the Greyhounds' leading scorer Dustin Jeffrey on the final shot for the win. Tonight, they meet again in London on Rogers Sportsnet.
The CHL on Rogers Sportsnet.
The John Labatt Center in London, Ontario. It is always a hot ticket when the Knights go to work against the Sault Ste. Marie Greyhounds. Hi, everybody. Alongside Sam Cosentino, I'm Rob Faulds. And boy, the West Division is going to be a tough division when they get to playoff time. And it's going to jump around before the end of the season. There's only about 10 games left in the regular season.
Well, there's no question. We know that the 8 teams have all locked down a playoff spot, but where exactly they will fit in the picture is anyone's guess. Plymouth just 3 points behind London for top spot, and if you look at Owen Sound, they're going to try and sneak ahead of Sarnia just so they can get a chance at maybe playing Plymouth instead of London, depending on how things work out. But Sault Ste. Marie now in a fight for home ice advantage.
Yeah, for Sault Ste. Marie, they could jump ahead of Saginaw with a good, strong run. They've been playing well, and they'll be looking to a couple of men to help lead them against the Knights.
Well, David Kucheta has come back from the World Juniors with a bang, and over his last 6 games has 13 points, an outstanding talent for Craig Hartsburg's Sault Ste. Marie Greyhounds.
And it's also Josh Godfrey, too.
Well, he can really fire. It has a lightning quick release, and at the OHL All-Star game, 99.3 miles per hour on the slap shot, leading all OHL defensemen with 23 goals.
Now, if we were going to talk about the London Knights, we'd always talk about Gagner and Kane, but tonight we just talk about Gagner.
Well, Kane out of the lineup with the flu. I had a chance to watch him play on Tuesday night when Gagner was out of the lineup. Here they have flip-flop, but what these 3 guys now have done, if you include Kostitsin in the mix, all over 100 points for Gagner, an excellent two-way player. His two-way game probably a little bit better than what Kane's is, but let's not forget his vision and his ability to make plays. Sam Gagner is a special talent without a doubt. And missing some games because of sore shoulder, but he is back, and then you've got somebody like David Meckler doing the job on the back line. Well, you hear about Kane, you hear about Gagner, Kostitsin, but Meckler is one of those guys, now a 30-plus goal scorer, that you don't hear a lot about. Well, people really started to pay attention last Saturday when he put up a 4-spot against the Kingston Frontenacs. He, too, has had an outstanding year, but really done it under the radar. When you think about it, I didn't mean to call him back line, because when you've got Gagner and Kane, all of a sudden he takes maybe the step backwards. Meckler, though, has been brilliant this season. Ready to go, the Sioux, and there's Cody Thornton. He's a hometown boy playing for the Greyhounds. He'll put it all on display next in London.
The Ontario Hockey League on Rogers Sportsnet. Brought to you by MasterCard. There are some things money can't buy. For everything else, there's MasterCard.
Welcome to the Sportsnet Connected Newsroom. I'm RJ Broadhead. We'll get you back to London for puck drop very shortly. The Knights, the top team in the Ontario Hockey League. Sault Ste. Marie, as Sam and Rob talked about, fighting for home ice advantage. Leaf fans can get a look at Jiri Tlusty and 3 of the top 11 goal scorers in the Ontario Hockey League, including Sam Gagner and Dustin Jeffrey, who's 11th in the OHL, and he leads the Greyhounds in scoring. So the London Knights leading the way. No plans on letting up as the playoff pushes on. Let's get you back there for puck drop. Here are Rob Faulds and Sam Cosentino.
Thanks very much, RJ. The John Labatt Center in London, Ontario, always full, always noisy. This should be a very good game. Let's take a look at the starting goaltenders. Brought to you by ADT, always there.
Well, Steve Mason, the left-handed glove will play in goal for the Knights. Kyle Gajewski gets the start for the Sault Ste. Marie Greyhounds.
The officials for tonight's game, Ian Smith and Darren Price are the referees. Scott Rude and Scott Cherry are the linesmen. And to begin, it will be Sam Gagner taking the face-off. He wins it, and this game underway. The London Knights in their home white uniforms, and the Sault Ste. Marie Greyhounds in their familiar red. Cuthbert tries to handle the bouncing puck, and he does. Flips it into the Knights zone. Kevin Montgomery chases it down. Ryan Martinelli on the near side. Sidesteps a bump, gets it to Kostitsin. Lead pass broken up neatly by Brad Good. Good trips up though. Here's a chance now for Gagner to Kostitsin, and he sends it wide. Where the Knights pressure early and then come up with an opportunity. Centering pass, and it slides by Gagner. Control there by Dave Kusheda. Kusheda just pushes it into the Knights zone. Martinelli into the corner. The Knights flip it high. They bounce it center. Backing up for him, getting a poke at it was Andrew Campbell, but it's still the pressure here by Kostitsin. Just lets it slide in behind the Sioux net.
That's pretty good pace to get this one going. I mean, Kostitsin, I think he fanned on that shot. We'll get a look at the replay once we get a whistle, but good end-to-end so far.
Brad Good made that good one, and then got caught on the second as he kept trying to push the puck out. And the Knights jumped on the opportunity. Here's Lalonde. Into the slot, just steers it in on the backhand, and an easy sliding move. And getting up slowly is Jacob Lalonde. In fact, he's crawling off. Lalonde.
Left knee issue.
Cannot put any weight on his left knee. He gets to his bench. Lalonde with 1 goal and 5 assists makes his way to the bench. Finally, the whistle as it's called in on the outside. 18-18 left to play.
Well, the Greyhounds were overloading the left side, if you will, and trying to dig that puck out. You'll see them very much so on the forecheck. And when that happened and the play moved out towards center ice, Lalonde got in a collision. And there's the result of that collision, as he can just barely make it to the bench. And in fact, he will now leave the ice and go right to the room. And I kind of thought that would be the case, Rob, the way you saw him get off there. I mean, he almost like he was rowing. But we'll see as the play emerges from the boards now. There's a collision right here in the middle of the ice where Perry steps up. And I think it's when he fell. It's the check got him up in that chest area, so that didn't seem to bother him much. But when he fell, he twisted that leg awkwardly, and I think he caught a skate blade. And what happened, the leg didn't give. And now all the torque of his body going against the leg was what forced that injury to happen. And not a good thing to see for the Greyhounds right off the hop.
Craig Hartsburg says he just wants a 60-minute effort from his team. And even though they've got 10 games left, they're still learning that that's an important part of this game. Beaulieu dumps it in low, chasing after it is Meckler. Talked about him in the opening. Over 30 goals, 32 right now. Beaulieu couldn't control it. Back come the Greyhounds. That was McKinnon sliding it in. He goes racing after it there against Arson. Still controlling the Greyhounds. Good work here.
Well, Rob, get used to seeing this. It's a very aggressive forecheck being employed by the Greyhounds, and that's a trademark of a Craig Hartsburg coach team.
There's the London boy, Cody Thornton, near side. McKinnon steps out in front, and it's cleared away by Meckler.
Good job by Perry to come down on the stick, take the chance away.
There was a shot from the line. Not sure Mason saw it all. Foreman coming back, eases it ahead. Beaulieu can't get to it, in behind. Gajewski throws it around the boards. Therefore, it is Thornton. Rink wide pass, nobody in particular. Now it's a race. Martinelli gets to it. On the forecheck, Jiri Tlusty, the Toronto draft choice. Kicked ahead by Beaulieu into the Sioux zone. Greyhounds try to turn back with it. Kucheda in across the line. Steps in. They get a shot right on. Good pad save by Mason. Knights turn the bank the other direction.
Well, Mason is so tough to beat. I mean, you really have to have accuracy when shooting against him because he's so big and covers a large part of the net when he's standing up, without a doubt.
Jerem on the right side. Chips it in off the boards. Goes chasing it. There first is Muzzin. Throws it around to the far side. Kucheda tried to ease it out. He couldn't, but he's got a teammate there who jumps on it quickly. Tlusty gets across the London line. Martinelli scoops it up, but it's stolen away by Tlusty in front. Got it back to Biggers, and Biggers misfired on it. Jerem, pressure from Biggers, who's coming back to help out. And behind Gajewski Leaves it there. Controlled now by Cuthbert. That's good off the boards.
Well, Robin, we talked to Dale Hunter before the game. He felt that his team going down the stretch needs to have a better defensive effort, and that's from everybody. So you're seeing them in that trap set up there, a 1-2-2 trap between the lines, trying to get pucks turned over in that regard, and that takes a lot of pressure off the D.
Trevor Sullivan throws it around the boards. It's cleared back again. Good pressure again by the Sioux. Desjardins bumping there. Arson couldn't get to him. Now they try to sweep it in front, and making the stop was Steve Mason. Let's take a look at the keys of the game, brought to you by Yamaha, manufacturer of the world's finest recreational vehicles. Mr. Cosentino, what do you like?
Well, we'll start with the Sioux, and that's what Hartsburg told us before the game. He needs to get 60 minutes out of his club each and every night, and that's something they've continually worked on as the season has gone on. And for London, they need to defend against that forecheck. One thing you'll notice, the Sioux does a very good job at taking away that behind-the-net D-to-D pass, and that taking that one option away for the defenseman. They're going to have to use the boards a lot more to get through this forecheck. A very aggressive one at that.
And the battle was raging in the corner. The Knights able to chop it out. Backing up for it is Cuthbert off the boards. Back to the London line, a bouncing puck. Foreman in across. Tried to get it to Meckler. Rolled off the blade of his stick. Thrown into the side of the net. It's loose. Finally controlled there by Sean Jones. Jones starts back. Flips it ahead. Gets it by Perry. Todd Perry battles for it. Able to come up with it even though he lost his footing. Perry off the boards. Jeffrey intercepts. It's loose. Jones tried to work it around. Meckler left it for Foreman. Rink wide pass. Beaulieu able just to swipe it into the Sioux zone. Ooh, big hit there. Jordan Foreman crashing into the corner.
And you can see him taking Thornton's number thereafter, and those two, I'm sure, will wage a war as this game continues on.
Here's Godfrey, a little speed. Godfrey comes in, gets a shot off the stick there of Mason. Here's the other Perry. Adam Perry. Kostitsin. Too far for Gagner. Controlled by Campbell.
See how quick Godfrey got back to retrieve that errant pass. Goes in on the rush and then defensively responsible gets back in a hurt.
Potato gets the shot right on. Now he's got the loose puck there and it slides off his stick, and coming back now the Knights. Kostitsin, a little give and go with Montgomery. Montgomery waits, tries to get the shot away, as heading right towards the net was Adam Perry.
Little indecision on the part of Andrew Campbell, the defenseman, deciding whether or not to step up in London zone. He decided to take that step back, and Knights, with their speed, were able to turn that into a good chance.
Left that lane for Montgomery to get the shot away. Campbell starts ahead. Gagner tried to stick check him. He gets to the London zone, slides in. Ryan Martinelli fires it off the boards. Oh, past Gagner. And down into the zone. Cuthbert for the Greyhounds, swings out. Being watched on the other side by Adam Perry. Stolen away by the Knights just outside their zone. Here's Good. To Biggers. Biggers just tried to ease it ahead, trying a nice little touch to McLean. Knocked away by the Knights. Biggers digs for it.
Look at that overload again, Rob. All three Sioux players in there in the forecheck.
Biggers coming in sharp angle and score! Came out right to Desjardins, and he roofed it as Mason was down trying to protect after that first shot.
Most teams that play against London will try and take advantage of their defensive pairings. And the Sault Ste. Marie Greyhounds are adept in the forecheck. You see the overload there? All three red shirts there to dig it off the sideboards. When they do that, Biggers gets a shot on goal. The rebound comes right out to Desjardins, who's left all alone. And he makes no mistake about it as he roofs this one. It was shot so hard, in fact, that he allowed it to come right back out of the net. But Taylor there, you'll see him, number 93 for London, just tap a stick on the ice, realizing that he probably should have picked up his check going to the net, and he missed that assignment, and it cost his team.
1-0 the score, 6:52 the time of the goal for the Greyhounds, and there is a good Soo Greyhound contingent of fans here. A couple of local players playing for the Sioux, and they're making a little noise right now.
They've got Thornton is from London, the goaltender Gajewski from this area, and then another Sarnia product as well. So good fans all within short driving distance.
Little pressure now on Godfrey in his own zone. He throws it around to the other side to Andrew Campbell. Campbell takes a hit. He was rocked there by Jordan Foreman. Penalty coming up.
Yeah, it might end up being a hit to the head, Rob.
And Foreman gets trimmed up there by Cody Thornton. First penalty was called to the Knights. Is there anything more? We'll find out when we return. The Greyhounds lead.
A couple of good hits by Jordan Foreman, the type of game we're used to seeing him, and unfortunately for Andrew Campbell, he's on the bad end of both of them. The second one resulting in a charging penalty to Foreman. That one you saw right there. It took a few extra steps to get to Campbell the second time around.
I'm not sure it was a penalty because
pretty
Campbell's head was up. He could see it coming.
And as you saw a little earlier, not exactly the most fleet of foot back there. You're right, it's a good thing he did have his head up, or else you might have seen
stars.
Stars.
Martinelli steals it away. Opportunity for the Knights. Martinelli drops it. Kostitsin on the backhand, and the save by Gajewski. Back the other way. Tlusty. Jiri Tlusty fires it in behind the net. Thornton tries to leave it in the corner there for Dustin Jeffrey. Soo on the power play. Shot here comes in. Good stick save there by Mason. That by Quinnell at the left point. Quinnell's at the left point. Godfrey's at the right.
That's who they want to get it to, because this guy can really fire.
Godfrey swings in, fires it right down. It's deflected wide by Thornton. In after it as well. Tlusty. Back it comes to the point, and a diving effort there by the Knights as Kostitsin pushes it into the Sioux zone.
Well, his game is really improved, and we talked to Dale Hunter before the game. He said, we're really going to use him on the penalty kill. You can see why.
McLean shot in. Bad pass there. Meckler coming back the other direction. Meckler with a little speed. And just throwing the hip out at the last moment was Josh Godfrey to slow him down.
Got just enough of him, but Meckler was still able to get by. But Godfrey slowed him down just enough.
Jada to the far side. McLean there in the corner for Desjardins. Swings around. He's got the Sioux goal. McLean again. Cuthbert at the line. They swing it back down the right side. Cuthbert again. Right down the middle. Great vision there for Mason to see all of it. Kept in by Cuthbert. Close play. Campbell near side. Will throw it around. Desjardins tried to work it around. Now to the far boards to Brandon McLean. He steps off the boards. McLean keeps moving in. To the side. Trying to push it in with Skujeda. Back it comes. Up high. Cuthbert fires and hits a body. Penalty is over. It's a race for it. Meckler goes after it. Gets to the puck. Sharp angle shot is falling down was Campbell.
Boy, Campbell's had a tough go so far, but he made a nice defensive play there. I liked his angle of pursuit, and he didn't overplay the Meckler on that play and was able to break it up quite nicely.
Desjardins fires it in, and Mason steers it away. Ryan Martinelli's got it in the corner to Foreman. Foreman slides it ahead to the Sioux line. Good to Tlusty. He gets rid of it quickly. Turned right back in. And it's the Knights. Martinelli controls. Montgomery. Foreman on the right side. Steers it ahead. And in full flight was Justin Taylor. He just couldn't control the pass. Tlusty in the corner. And going in there was Taylor to bump him. Near side. Cleared back, but not out. Taylor sweeps it in. Gagner tried to get that one-touch deflection behind Gajewski. Sioux starts back. Entertaining first period. 9:11 left to play with the Sioux leading 1-0. Back the other way. The Knights flip it off the glass. We've got an extra going as Taylor started to chase Matt Lyle.
That was going to chase him right into the Sioux bench.
Cuthbert in behind his own goal. Takes a look. On the forecheck, Tucker Hunter. Caught up on the linesman on the far side, but cleared out by Arson.
Nice job by the Knights there to get that turnover in the neutral zone.
And whistled down. 8:37 left to play in the opening period. It's the Greyhounds with a 1-0 lead.
The Hounds head coach is Craig Hartsburg, a World Junior Championship gold medal winning head coach, and he will be bestowed with the highest honor in Sault Ste. Marie as he will be inducted into the Sioux Hall of Fame, the Sioux Hockey Hall of Fame, and they'll have a little ceremony for him on March 3rd. at the steel back center. He deserves every bit of it.
Well deserved. Penalty coming for interference as the puck got drawn back to the point. And it will be the Greyhounds into the box. So we will see the London Knights on the power play, ranked first, 26%. On home ice, though, it's rated 9th, but they can, well, they have the shooters. That is why it works for them.
Yeah, Jones goes to the box off the draw, just trying to run a little interference so that puck could get back to the point. That's no longer allowed when once it was a staple of hockey.
Well, let's see how the Knights work on this power play. They trail 1-0, throwing it into the opposite corner. Loose puck. Montgomery couldn't get to it. It comes back to Meckler. Cross away, and Kostitsa, he'll work the point. With Montgomery, there's Meckler, and it's off his stick and swept out by McLean as the Sioux changes up quickly on the penalty kill.
And nifty play on the half-boards by Desjardins to get it into open ice and allow the Hounds to get it down the ice.
Kostitsa right down the ice, trying to get it to Meckler, standing at the Sioux blue line. And we've seen Craig Hartsburg, and here's the man who's leading the Knights, and there's Dale Hunter.
Well, everyone knows how much success this franchise has had over the last couple of years, due in large part to this guy. But I think his greatest asset, Rob, is his ability somehow to instill into his players a willingness not to lose. I mean, you go around the league, and somehow they may play awful on some nights, get Mason to get a couple of good saves, and when it gets to crunch time, they find a way to win. And that's been a real trademark of this team over the last 3 years, and that's all because of Dale Hunter.
Gagner flings it around the boards. It pops out, and the Greyhounds lug it back out. Long shot there by Cuthbert, gloved by Mason. Under a little pressure, gets it to Arson. Arson returns it behind the net to Kostitsa. 48 seconds left in the Knights' power play. Kostitsa across the line, sends the puck outside, tried to go outside inside on the defender. Knights controlling. Arson, right point. Down low, Beaulieu. Arson again, high slot to the far side. Here's Kostitsa now. Good motion between Arson and Kostitsa. Now Arson, edge of the circle, into the slot, the shot. Saved there by Gajewski. Arson, now to Kostitsa, 15 seconds left. Kostitsa, kind of a knuckleball. Save there. Beaulieu goes after it, also trying to help out. There's Jordan Foreman. Back it comes Kostitsa, save right on. Foreman knocked down. Good opportunity by the Knights in the later stages of this power play.
Well, no doubt about it. These guys can really throw it around, and then Foreman pops into that slot area and put on a stick perfectly by Arson. Gajewski was able to make the stop, and on the second go-around, able to finally cover it up. Rebound control is so important against this Knight squad because they have that ability to tip pucks in front of the net, and they also have great ability to pick up rebounds because of their high skill level.
Don't be surprised if you keep hearing applause every time Kyle Gajewski makes a save. He's a Londoner, so you know that he's going to have good support group on hand. Backing up. There's the penalty is now over. Martinelli couldn't get it. Well, had to be pushed away at the last moment, too, by Kevin Montgomery. A little pressure there by the Sioux. Been very active on the forecheck. Jerem slides off his stick. Swinging wide is Matt Lyle. He's able to get it in. Look at the races on there for it with Kusheda. To the side. Kusheda still controlling. Scores on the turnaround. Active forecheck turned into a chance, and the Sioux now with a 2-0 lead.
Well, just great persistence on the part of Kucheda. Martinelli had him hooked, coming out and emerging from behind the line. Kucheda wins this battle here, able to get possession. Martinelli gets up, throws the hook, the hook, the hook. Kucheda fights it off and goes short side, blocker side on Steve Mason. But you have to give David Kucheda all the credit in the world, as not only did he win the race to get to the puck, but he avoided the hook of Martinelli once he regained his feet and was able to have great accuracy on the shot to beat Mason short side.
The pressure the Sioux has been putting on has been impressive in this game. And Perry, it's going to be whistled down. He knocked it down with a high stick. 5:53 left to play in the opening period, and the Greyhounds have a 2-0 lead. Nobody likes a party more than the gang at Sportsnet, and we've got the Hockey Central Deadline Bash set to go Tuesday with breaking news and trades. Of course, it'll be streaming live on Sportsnet.ca, and look at the list of guests. It all begins at 10 a.m. Eastern Time.
I'd say that list, you have to be the most famous guy.
I would think streaming. I hope that was streaming. It wasn't streaking because I'm not doing it. It's too cold.
We're streaming.
Yes. Should be fun. Pressure now in the Sioux zone. A bouncing puck controlled. The Greyhounds start back here. McKinnon, nice little move with Jeffrey. And in dragging in behind was Thornton as he was held up at the last moment. Greyhounds with a 2-0 lead. Shada getting the goal from Lyle to put the Sioux up by 2. McKinnon back he comes at center, fires it in. Mason slows it down, throws it into the corner, and again pressure by the Greyhounds. There's Thornton as the man in.
And that's it. They continue to do that, try and take that outlet, that D-to-D outlet away from the Knights defenders.
Desjardins throws it in. McLean goes racing after it into the corner. Perry's there for it, but he puts it right behind the net, and who's there? Fellow in a red shirt, and McLean tried to chip it by as Biggers fed it back in front. Here's Desjardins. He's got a goal tonight. McLean goes in after it, has it checked away, but Biggers is there to throw it back to Desjardins in the corner. Desjardins spins out of the corner. Still controlling the Sioux. Greyhounds doing a terrific job. Less than 5 to play. Meckler tried to clear it out. It hits a glove and is whistled down.
Well, all the talk with Kane and Gagner, sometimes you forget about Sergei Kostitsyn and what he's been able to do this year. I mean, this guy is unbelievable. Draft pick of the Montreal Canadiens, and may end up beating his brother Andre there on a full-time basis. 20-game point streak he's got going right now. 3rd in the league, 101 points, and over the 20 games, he has 57 points. I mean, that's production.
And being used as not only a power play guy, but a penalty killing guy. Kostitsyn bounces off Shada, but gets the puck to the Sioux line. Greyhounds start back. Cuthbert throws it high off the end glass. 4 minutes left to play. First period. Sault Ste. Marie 2, London 0. Kostitsyn eases it out. Gagner at center. Loses it as he was muscled out of the play nicely by Tlusty. And a big hit there. Laid on Cuthbert by Kostitsyn. Here's Gagner. He tried to spin in. Kostitsyn in the corner. Sidesteps a hit. Perry comes in to help out.
Yeah, the fans here want an interference call on Cuthbert.
Kostitsyn to the point. Arson throws it in. It bounces! It may have rattled off the post, too, as it bounced up off Gajewski.
Strange hop there, and it was Perry right in front of the net, just kind of trying to guide it in with his shoulder.
Martinelli leads it ahead, rolls off Gagner's stick. He'll go to the bench.
They've done that a couple of times the Knights. They'll send that man over center if they want a line change, get the hard shot, get the deep dump in without taking the icing call.
Quinnell throws it into the corner, and here's Cody Thornton. He's muscled out, but is still there to control the puck as Arson pushes at him. Spinning out, Dustin Jeffrey. Jeffrey bumped off the puck by Perry. And it's cleared out to center, but very quickly, Quinnell fires it right back in. Sioux came in with a very specific game plan, Sam, and they're playing it out very nicely.
Yeah, I think they have to be happy for Craig Hartsburg. He felt his team gave a so-so performance last night. We're still able to come out with a win in Windsor, a 3-2 effort, but felt that going into tonight's game, he was going to need a more consistent effort. And so far in this first period, I don't think he can complain much, out shooting the opponent 12-5 right now.
Halstead fires it in. Todd Perry was bumped, but the Knights are able to clear it back into the neutral zone. Campbell, back he sends it into London territory. Here's Todd Perry once again. He is bumped by Biggers. Puck not out. Here's a shot comes in. Mason with the glove on the right hand. Able to handle that shot from Josh Godfrey. Boy, he's got a blast.
Oh, he sure does. This guy packs a pretty good punch, too. Jordan Foreman was suffering from a high ankle sprain earlier on in the season, and that took away his ability to skate and ability to get involved physically. Well, that seems to be all good and well here tonight. Thornton on one occasion early on, and Campbell with back-to-back hits, 3 shifts to go.
Another shot there by Godfrey. It was blocked, and it's pulled back out to center. Dumped right back in again by the Greyhounds. Less than 2 to play. in the first period. Martinelli spins away again from pressure by the Greyhounds, and that was Desjardins. Quinnell waits, flips it in, and this time with the pressure, it's McLean. Swinging out of that, it's Kucheda. He's got a goal. Knights back down the left side. Cross the line. Drop for Hunter. Tucker Hunter flips it in behind the goal. Jordan Shine is there. He loses it. Kucheda tries to ease it up over the boards. He does, and out of harm's way. And there is a hit right in front of the Knights bench, and there's going to be a penalty to London.
Yeah, Jordan Shine will get the gate here at the last second. It was just a spin by McLean, and that put him face first into the boards. And you'll see, just as he turns at the last second, while Shine continues on, just kind of shoves that elbow into McLean's back, sending him face first into the boards.
Checking from behind the call. And a power play now for the Greyhounds with 1:15 left in the opening period. Dumped back in. Mason fires it ahead. Here's Kostitsin. Boyer is also out on the kilts. Kostitsin spins back into his own zone. Todd Perry. Perry takes a look, waits, and then fires it down the ice. Crowd not very happy on this call to Shine. And here their displeasure. Quinnell.
They get into it here. A very well-educated hockey crowd, without a doubt. So they know exactly what's going on. Well, Rob, you look at this London Knights team. Arson is one of their defenders back there who they're really going to lean on. A 10th round pick in 2004 by the Knights. He was the defenseman of the year in the Western Junior League last year with St. Thomas, and then you're going back a couple of years, joined the Knights for that 05 Mem Cup run, just kind of as an experience thing, and he's kind of taken off. He's pretty steady back there for Dale Hunter.
30 seconds left to play the opening period. On the power play, the Greyhounds, and the Knights trying to pin them in and eat up the time in the opening period. Up, knocked free, and then cleared into Knights territory. Boyer knocked down by Thornton. Is there a call? Yes, there is, as Thornton gets a bit of a rough ride. You know, a little give and take, and you know that the coach isn't going to be too happy with that. Especially at this point with just 17 seconds left in the period.
Well, watch Boyer. He just pulls up here. And that kind of takes away the progress from Thornton to get to the puck. And Thornton says, hey, you're not going to stop me from getting there. So he bowls him over and ends up taking a penalty as a result, probably more or less to even things out after the Shine penalty was given to London.
You don't think they do that?
No.
No, make those even up calls? I don't think so.
Every now and then.
Thornton raises his hands. I can't believe I'm sitting here. 14 seconds left. 4-on-4 hockey right now. Kostitsin in across the line. Kostitsin, nice little move. Kostitsin as he's dragged in, no goal. They've got a slash. And to the penalty box goes another member of the Greyhounds.
Yeah, and this is an area, if you're the Sioux, you don't want to get into a penalty matchup with the London Knights. Kostitsin goes right to the middle. Cuthbert hooks the backhanded slash on him. Gets a little bit of wrist, a little bit of stick. And now he gets a little bit of pine in the penalty box on his way into goaltender Kyle Gajewski.
Gajewski took the puck with him as he dragged across the line, but the call was made, so there was no goal. And now, as the final seconds kick off for London Knights, 3 Sioux Greyhounds on the ice.
Yeah, see, Meckler's, you have to look at this setup. Gagner's way wide. Meckler is very efficient in the face-off circle. He'll win this one straight back to Kostitsin, and Kostitsin will go rink wide to Gagner to try and get that shot here in 5.3 seconds.
Meckler taking a look. Kostitsin, Montgomery, and on the wide side is Sam Gagner. Here's Kostitsin. There's the shot. They score! Just like Sammy drew it up.
Well, that's just it. I've watched the London Knights on several occasions this year, and with Meckler so efficient on the backhand on the draw, Kostitsin now draws a couple of defenders, but Gagner continues to go wide off the draw. He started wide and went wider. You have to respect Kostitsin, so when you go out towards him, that leaves Gagner wide open, and it forces Gajewski to have to go post to post. He can't get there fast enough to beat Gagner's shot, and they do it in 5.3 seconds.
Gagner is 31st of the season, his 20th power play goal. And the Knights get on the board late in the game. Maybe you were just speaking too loudly. They could hear you there. Gagner gets the goal. It is 2-1. Soo Greyhounds have been very busy in this period, and they have a 1-goal lead. Well, it's been fun to watch. They've been crashing, banging, and right now 3 goals with the Greyhounds leading by 1.
This intermission is brought to you by Napa Auto Parts. Commentators clothing provided in part by Zizania. Available at The Coop.
Welcome back to the Sportsnet Connected Newsroom. I'm RJ Broadhead. Not a bad first period for the Greyhounds going into the OHL's top team's barn and taking a lead, but that late goal might give the Knights some momentum. We'll get you to the second period very shortly. Anson Carter was traded again. And often when a guy's traded, he's either not a good guy or a guy that other teams wanted. In Anson Carter's case, that's exactly. Other teams want him, and they didn't give up much to get him as far as the Carolina Hurricanes are concerned. All they gave Columbus was a 5th-round pick in 2008. Carter will be an unrestricted free agent July 1st and has been on the trade block for over a month. He had 10 goals, 17 assists in 54 games with the Jackets this season, so he is now a Carolina Hurricane. More on that trade tonight on Sportsnet Connected. As well, Lindy Ruff has a little something to say about the hit on Chris Drury. The second period's coming up just around the corner.
We don't leave Sam Cosentino in one province too long. He heads to Quebec, Shawinigan and Drummondville as Sam teams up with Peter Labardia Sunday, 7 Eastern, 4 Pacific time, the CHL on Rogers Sportsnet. 2-1 after 20 minutes at the John Labatt Center. You're looking at Cody Thornton, the captain of the Soo Greyhounds. My goodness, you guys had quite a game plan in that first 20 minutes, Cody.
Yeah, we just wanted to come out strong and forecheck their D real hard. You know, we know they're maybe a little inexperienced back there, and we just want to put a lot of pressure on them.
Good story. I was reading about you, how you were thinking about going to university, and in the summer Dave Torrey paid a visit to you. What did he say to you in order to get you to come back? And it looks as if it's been a pretty good move for you.
Yeah, I mean, coming back to the Greyhounds, you know, it's been a real fun season so far. I was looking to go to school, but he came and seen me, and we just talked about how we should have a pretty good team and possibly go pretty deep in the playoffs.
Now you're a Londoner, and here you are back in your hometown. This is almost like a home game. I keep hearing all these people cheering your name.
Yeah, this is the closest place to home for me, from 20 minutes away here, Woodstock. So a lot of friends and family here today.
How's the experience been playing for Craig Hartsburg? He's got all that World Junior Championship experience and, of course, the NHL experience. What has he been able to teach you over the year?
Well, I think coming to the Soo here, my defensive play was a little shaky, so I've learned a lot from him that wise. And I know a lot of young guys coming into the league. It's you know, the Soo, I know it's far away, but it's a great place to play, and having him behind the bench is just that much better. Yeah,
they love hockey up there. Cody, let me ask you about your game plan coming in here. You had a 3-2 win last night in Windsor, and the coach said perhaps you weren't full measure for it, and you knew you were going to have your hands full tonight. What was the game plan tonight?
We just wanted to come out and get back to hound style, as we call it, just hard forechecking and, you know, real strong back check, and hopefully they'll cause some turnovers and end up in the net for us. And
you guys are in the thick of it too. There's a possibility you might get home ice advantage if you get into a pretty good run the final 10 games.
You know, that's the goal. That's the goal here for the last 10 is to catch Saginaw on that home ice advantage. I think we're 2 points behind now with the game at hand, so, you know, we just want to stay at it and really chase them.
Cody, thanks for joining us.
Thank you very much.
Woodstock's Cody Thornton, the captain of the Greyhounds, and they've got a 2-1 lead after 20 minutes at the John Labatt Center. The score. Time now for the play of the first period, brought to you by Easton Sports. The world's best players choose Easton.
5.3 seconds left on the clock, and it's a design play. It goes from Meckler off the win to Kostitsin right over to Sam Gagner, who extends himself almost to the far half boards as everyone on the ice touches it for London. resulting in Gagner's goal. That cuts the lead to 2-1 for the Sioux after 20 minutes of play in London.
This intermission is brought to you by Napa Auto Parts. The Ontario Hockey League on Rogers Sportsnet. Brought to you by Buckley's. It tastes awful, and it works. And by Rogers Wireless, the latest MP3 and camera phones only from Rogers.
At the John Labatt Center on a Friday night, the London Knights hosting the Sault Ste. Marie Greyhounds, and the Greyhounds jumping out into a 2-0 lead.
Yeah, a pretty good period all told, and it's all because of the forecheck. The Hounds do such a good job on the forecheck here. They'll emerge from the half boards, gets a shot on goal from Biggers. Desjardins follows that up and goes top shelf to beat Steve Mason. That made it 1-0, and David Kucheta, excellent job here. See Tlusty centering it out in front. They're taking away that D-to-D pass, working hard on the forecheck. Again, taking away that D-to-D pass, and that's been such a tough thing. Kucheta goes into the forecheck. He fights off a hook from Martinelli. He goes upstairs to make it 2-0, and then the killer. At the end of the period, 5.3 seconds left. Sam Gagner picks up a power play marker to cut the lead right before the break, and those goals late in the period can oftentimes kill teams.
By the way, the assist by Kostitsin extends his point streak to 21 games, 15 goals and 43 assists in the last 21. He has been on fire. So you see the jump by the Greyhounds. That power play goal by Gagner late. Now, it'd be interesting to see how the Sioux, Sam, responds to that in the second period.
Yeah, I think they played a pretty good first period overall, and if they continue to take away that D-to-D, I'm very interested to see how Dale Hunter's going to respond to that. You need to get some more support from your forwards to come back, add that extra outlet, and if they can do that, you're going to see some odd man breaks. However, if the Sioux can continue to execute the forecheck the way they have, they should have some success as well.
Well, and the interesting thing about Dale Hunter is he said, I like to try the guys playing different styles. That way, first of all, it keeps them interested, and they never know where they're going to go. They might have to try a different style here and there.
Well, you never know, and that's part of the development of what this league is, to set guys up for success at the next level. And if you can teach different styles of play and different ways to play the game, the players are better served when they make that jump to either the American Hockey League or up to the National Hockey League.
And it's been an aggressive forecheck by the Soo Greyhounds. The question is, will it frustrate the London Knights into taking some penalties?
Yeah, that may very well be the case, but an aggressive forecheck, if not executed properly, can lead to odd man rushes going back the other way. So there's that fine line. You don't want to be over-aggressive and give up too many odd mans going back the other way.
And this Sioux team has been very impressive of late, too. They had that one little bump in the road against Plymouth where they had the huge lead and let it slide away, but other than that, they've been strong.
Had won 7 straight games, 5-0 lead into the second period against Plymouth and lose that game 8-6. That brought them back to reality. Going to Windsor last night, win 3-2.
It's a tough reality check, yeah.
It sure is, yeah. Not exactly the way you really want to learn your lessons, but that's why Plymouth is one of the top teams in the country.
Well, here we go. Second period underway. There's a man in the penalty box for each team as the period begins. Cuthbert there for the Soo Greyhounds and Shine for the London Knights. Quick shot, and that one just deflected wide. Long lead pass trying to come through. Opportunity quickly for Dustin Jeffrey of the Greyhounds. The puck dribbles to the crease and Mason, and here's Thornton. Little testy after that play.
Yeah, he's really playing with a burr in his saddle in this game, and he was the one who took the penalty that resulted in the goal. But a good pass up ice from Thornton here. Look at Martinelli. He makes the quick turn and then dives and is able to get his stick on the puck first. He and Montgomery able to defend against a good play here, but equally as good on the defensive end, and the chance taken away from Dustin Jeffrey off a good pass from Thornton.
Knights bringing out their fourth man. 4-on-4 right now for 19 seconds. Then Shine will return to action. In behind, almost a giveaway to Desjardins. Knights having a little bit of trouble now at the early going of the second period. Here's Kostitsin again. 3 seconds left. Penalties over. Shine, and now it's a power play for the Knights. They capitalized on one late on Gagner. Here's a chance now. They snap it. Good save by Gajewski as he stayed tall. all the way. Meckler comes sliding through. Gajewski made the nice save on Gagner. Now, here's Gagner swinging in, drops it low. Up high again, Meckler gets a shot, scores! Sharp angle, but it gets behind Gajewski. It's a tie game.
Just an unfortunate break for the Greyhounds. Brad Good is defending here. And as this puck is moved towards the slot area, it ends up going off Good. Meckler wants to get it out in front. Good blocks the first one. It comes right back on his tape, and then it goes back behind Gajewski. You see this? It's an attempted pass. It comes right back to him. Well, on that attempted pass, Gajewski was anticipating that that puck would make it to the front of the net. When it didn't get there, he had already moved himself and left that small opening for Meckler to put it in.
Meckler gets number 33. We kind of call him the forgotten soldier when you've got Kane and Gagner, but that's a forgotten 33rd goal of the year for Dave Meckler.
Isn't that amazing? And you know, the forgotten man, when you have 3 100-point guys on your team, sometimes you are the forgotten man. And I think any coach would like to have that problem. A 33-goal scorer who no one talks about.
Greyhounds putting some pressure on. A big hit there. Laid on Dave Kasheda by Todd Perry. Trying to control the puck in Tlusty now to Kasheda. Try to get it back to Tlusty. He swings out, being watched by Arson. Puck still in the corner. Perry reaches in and now to Kostitsin. Swings it up to Gagner. Rink wide. Here's Perry. Throws it gently towards the net. Gagner's got it. Swings it in. Off Gajewski's stick to the near side. Wing cleared out and down the ice. That is Meckler's 33rd from Gagner and Kostitsin. Power play goal. 2 power play goals have accounted for the night scoring. Racing in now is Adam Perry. Controlled though by the Greyhounds, and they'll ease it out. McLean tried to lead it in, and that's offside as across the line was Biggers.
Well, Rob, you talk about the goal scoring for the London Knights. Meckler now with his 33rd, but this guy too, Adam Perry, has had an unbelievable year. 36 goals, 25 of which have come on the power play. The younger brother of Corey Perry looking for a job at the professional level, and I think the way he's going and the way he's developed over this last year, it shouldn't be a problem.
Knights control. Chip it out. Pass Halstead. Here's a chance now. Coming in with an opportunity is Jerem. He lost the puck though in the Greyhounds. Start back out. Quinnell. Cross ice to Biggers. It couldn't stay on his stick. Back to the Knights. Jerem now to McRae. Slides by him. Taylor in pursuit. Not going to get to it. And across the line is Desjardins. Kept in though. Greyhounds. Now Jerem throwing his body around as he hits McLean. Comes loose. McLean again. Turns. Backhands it low into the corner. Desjardins. Oh, they knocked him down. Yeah, just pushed his skate out from under him, and it's going to be a penalty for London.
Yeah, he didn't actually slew foot as far as using his foot is concerned, but Montgomery gets his stick caught right underneath the legs there. Boy, a dangerous play so close to the boards, but that's why he will go to the box. Pretty good work there. And you're seeing now what the Soo's trying to do is just continue to pound down low as McLean ends up getting dumped on the play. But they want to continue to work the cycle, create chances off the cycle.
Now a power play for the Soo, tied at 2. Winding up the shot, that goes off the in glass. That drifted off the blade of a stick. Once again, Godfrey he gets in firing position and lets it rip. Kostitsin getting lots of ice in this game. Perry on the far side. Nice pass by Kostitsin to get it there. Perry swings in gently, takes 2 men with him, tried to get it back in front to Kostitsin. It's intercepted. Greyhounds come back. Kostitsin trips up his man, Tlusty. Godfrey lays out Perry, and then the puck comes in to Gajewski as Kostitsin's knocked down by Quinnell. And now we're getting another penalty.
Yeah, I think Craig Hartsburg will just be livid because he thought Kostitsin should have taken the penalty in the open ice area. You'll see Tlusty leave. That is a penalty. That's a trip. There's no doubt. And as it goes back the other way, Kostitsin will get it back. Quinnell steps up on him and takes him down. And that's where the penalty's called. It's the can opener with the stick between the legs. So it's essentially a 2-man swing. When the Sioux thought they should be a man up, they end up a man down with Quinnell going to the box.
More skating room. Beaulieu falls down in behind the Sioux. Nick gets up, controls the puck. Pressured out, though, by Campbell, and the Greyhounds start back. 2-2 the score. Played 4 minutes of the second period, and there's Perry laying into his man, Kacheda. Long lead pass, a little too far for Beaulieu. Racing after it, though. Cuthbert leaves it in the corner. Up the right side, Kacheda. There to Lyle. Lyle comes in, couldn't get around Perry. Lyle takes it again, high slot, trying to get a shot away as McLean, and that was a weak shot, easily steered away by Mason. Back to the point. Snapped in, knocked down in front, rebound, and Mason follows it all the way from the shot at the point by Tyler Cuthbert.
Well, these two Western Conference teams really going at it, and Perry takes Kacheda out with a beautiful hit. Perry playing with such a physical edge, and you see here he tried for the hip check. Kacheda stepped into him, and Perry was still able to get the shoulder on him. I like the way Perry's game has improved in that department. He plays with a nasty physical edge, and he makes opposition teams pay.
Brad Good winds up the shot. He was trying to get the screen going in front as he moved over before he got the shot. McLean. Dipsy Doodles in the corner. Turns, sends it back low again. Desjardins there right in front. The man is loose. They score. What a play as Desjardins saw, breaking in all by himself, Brandon McLean.
Wait until you see this replay and the hand-eye coordination used by McLean to pick up this goal. He is left all alone, but doesn't take the pass very well. It actually flips up in the air from Desjardins, but he picks it out in midair right here and bats it past Mason. Unbelievable hand-eye coordination on the part of Brandon McLean. Basically tips it up to himself and past Mason. Oh, man.
His 16th goal of the season's a beauty, and it puts the Greyhounds ahead 3-2. Time of the goal, 4:55. Gagner lets it slide by him. Good, fires it around. And at the line, Desjardins sweeps it after it as Perry does some forechecking. Desjardins tries to get around Kostitsin. Comes back now to Arson. Power play for the Knights. But the Greyhounds poke it away and chasing after it. Kacheda with Arson watching him.
Good job by Kacheda. 1-on-4, chasing the defenseman behind the net, killing valuable seconds.
Perry fires it in. Juski leaves it, and it is cleared out as it floats in. Here's a chance now. Coming out of the box is Quinnell, but he peeled off as he saw Mason get to the puck.
One of the best puck handlers in the league for a goaltender, Mason, and no hesitation at all because he has so much confidence in that part of the game.
Meckler with an opportunity, but it rolled off his stick, and it bounces out of the zone. Bit of a submarine, and a penalty is coming up. Getting up slowly. Kostitsin. Nice goal, puts Soo on top.
Kevin Montgomery goes to the box for the London Knights. Will put the Sioux on a power play with that trip at the line. And when you're a defenseman, you're caught flat-footed, and you see that speed coming at you, sometimes you have to take a penalty in order to stop the rush, and that's what Montgomery did.
Soo across the line on the power play as Montgomery sits and watches in the Knight zone. Bad cross-ice pass there by Godfrey, and the Greyhounds have to regroup. Arson goes after it. Mason comes out. Arson loses his stick and a glove. Here's a shot, comes in, knocked down. Good work there by Perry. Todd Perry got in the way of that shot. Here's Godfrey turning. Now Tyler Cuthbert winds up, throws it around. Mason couldn't get to it. And on the near side, the Greyhounds, McLean pick it up. McLean with the go-ahead goal. Loses it as he was trying to feed it down into the corner, and Godfrey has to backpedal. Easily flipped in. Minute left in the power play. Godfrey keeps it in to the far side. Snapping it right across, but nobody there to deflect it as Campbell just shot it through the crease. Winding up, Godfrey, and that's deflected, knocked the man down. Jordan Foreman on the forecheck. The thing about Godfrey is that people are saying his shot is so hard, people are backing off on it now. Loose pocket, dribbles in, no! Looked like Desjardins was able to ease it in. Now the Greyhounds are going to argue.
Yeah, you'll have to determine whether or not it was a kicking motion. That's why it was immediately waved off by the referee, Darren Price. And you'll see, off of the Godfrey shot from the point, the puck will come loose, and there are about 4 bodies down there. Godfrey, good low shot off the pad, and now skating in. And see, I think it's Cacheta there. He kind of drags his foot, and as he drags his foot, the puck goes with it and in behind him. Although he was being pushed by Beaulieu, I don't think this one will count. You see that as he turns his skate, and it looked to me like an intentional move by Cacheta to knock that puck in as he turns that right skate sideways in order to continue that puck's progress through the net. But as they do for all questionable goals, they will have a look at it. They will go upstairs as they do in the National Hockey League.
Now they're taking a look at it.
I think that overhead shot is bang on perfect. Now watch the right skate of Cacheta comes into your screen right now. He turns it right there, boom. And that to me looks like an intentional move to direct that puck in with his skate. And because he's a left-handed shot, the blade of his stick is away from the center of the net, and he has no other options there at that point than to kick it in. But Beaulieu's draped all over him, has him there, and Cacheta turns and kind of kicks it in. You'll see him. He's guilty because of how he looks over at the referee. You could tell he's admitting guilt as soon as that puck went in the net.
Darren Price, the referee who made the call upstairs, says no, sir. And outside the blue line. 35 seconds left in the penalty to Montgomery. Fired by the Knights down into Sioux territory. Trubisky leaves it there. Swinging in behind was Quinnell. Now to Thornton. Thornton flips it ahead. Kostitsin is there. He falls down as the race was on. Thornton as they switch up. Quinnell able to save it. Pushed back to the near point. Trying to sweep it in with Tlusty, but it's the Knights who clear it out. 10 seconds left in the penalty to Montgomery. He's on his feet. Clark tries to push it around to Kostitsin. It's the Greyhounds, though, controlling, and it floats out in front, and Mason puts the whistle on it as the penalty expires.
Cody Thornton getting involved.
A little feisty
usual,
today.
he is. He sure is. And it's a pretty good story. He was thinking about going to St. Mary's University and pretty much had his mind made up. Well, Dave Torrey, the general manager of the Sioux, went and visited him, had a face-to-face meeting with him in Woodstock just outside of London here, and said, hey, we really want you to come back, and we'll even offer you the captaincy to do so. And he has really accepted that leadership role, put a little pressure on himself early on to live up to that C, but shortly thereafter has grown into that role. And not only has he been a great leader, but a great point producer for Craig Hartsburg as well.
Here's a shot from the point that is deflected away. Full strength again. Gagner in behind the net. Cacheta digs in after it. He's got a little help there from Matt Lyle. And Jiri Tlusty. And out front, and look at Mason again. Has to make a quick stop.
All of the chances for the Sioux in this game have been predicated on a good, strong forecheck, and they continue to send 3 men low to get the puck and get puck possession. There's Tlusty, nice slide pass out in front of the net, and a good stop there by Mason. But again, it all because of the good forecheck. That's why the Sioux is getting so many good chances.
Flipped ahead, passed good, and chance there for Kostitsin, but he couldn't control the puck.
He has played a ton of minutes here tonight.
I think he's been off the ice. He's penalty killing. He's power playing. Regular shifting. 11:13 left to play in the second period. 3-2 Sioux lead. Tomorrow, the Toronto Rock are in action. A home-and-home series with Calgary. The Rock in Calgary tonight. They'll play tomorrow, 7:30 Eastern Time on Rogers Sportsnet Ontario. It'll be an important game. If they win in Calgary, you know, the Roughnecks will be a little irritable when they play tomorrow night. And now we've got 2 guys squaring off.
Speaking of irritable,
Brandon Biggers and Shine get tied up right off the face-off.
well, those would be the 2 most likely combatants of each of these squads, without a doubt. Little premeditation right off the draw.
Some discussion, then off come the gloves. Well, that's going to just beat up on Bigger's knuckles if he keeps rattling it on the helmet.
Oh,
Shine.
Not bad if they get free here. Oh, boy. Look at Biggers come back. Goes to the left on him. Two big boys right there.
It's getting to be a yard sale. They keep losing equipment.
Oh, haymakers. Holy jeez. They still want to go, these guys. Oh, they're tapping out.
Shine for London. Biggers for the Sioux. At 8:49.
You see that? There's a little knuckle tap on the way to the box. You can see how premeditated it is because they skate so far away from the circle. They're just waiting for that go sign, and the go sign would be the puck drop. And from there they went.
They traded some good ones. Oh, now checking the knuckles out to make sure everything's okay. Shine in the box for the London Knights, and Biggers for the Sioux. Look at the smaller
You guys are unbelievable. I just tried to beat the crap out of you, but how you doing anyways?
Yeah. Good job.
Oh, the knuckles. Hey, you need a tape, any water, anything? Check this out on the way to the box. Good sportsmanship, little knuckle tap for the boys. On a job well done by both.
11:10 left to play in the second period.
Going to start offering each other dinner. Hey, you need a coffee while we're here?
Knights right in front of the Sioux bench. A little trouble controlling. They'll start it all over again. Solomon leads it down to Jardin. After Hunter goes in on the forecheck, and here's McLean now. McLean, a little trouble sweeping it out of the zone. He is able to get it to the neutral zone. And then Sean Jones throws it in wide, and knocked down in behind was Brandon McLean. There's a loose puck in front. Mason has to jump on it, and boy, that was a comedy of errors. Nobody seemed to want to take control of the puck.
Yeah, as this game progresses, we're almost at the midway mark of that second period. You're going to see some of the nastiness start to come out. And a good job by Jones here. The puck bounces back almost off of Mason's back and in. Jones wraps around the net. Good chance there. Desjardins comes in. He trips Martinelli in the process, and then bodies start to fly shortly thereafter. And Mason's just so good. Doesn't cheat off the post. Makes that original save with the glove and finally uses that big trapper to cover it up before taking a stick in the grill.
Now they have to do a little repair work, putting the net back. Draw will be to the left of Mason, and from it right on. It's just deflected away as Halstead got one on goal. Hard hit into the boards.
Oh, man.
Still down. McKinnon took man in, and he'll go to the penalty box. Foreman is up.
Yeah, that's a boarding call, and without a doubt the appropriate call made there. I mean, Jordan Foreman is one tough customer. You know, when he stays down for even a second, that it's a pretty good jolt, and now he's trying to show the referee that he wants 4 minutes there. He's asking for 4 minutes. I don't think he's going to get it, however.
Showing him a little bit of blood. Well, he's got the scuff on his nose.
Yeah, he's leaking on the nose there.
There's Don Brankley, the trainer, who celebrated his birthday on Wednesday. The institution here in London. And he'll do the repair work on Foreman. It's only a 2-minute minor going to Chris McKinnon. Power play for the Knights. Their 2 goals have been power play efforts. Here's Kostitsa. Montgomery will work the back line with him. Meckler, Perry, and Gagne, the front 3, but that one does not work very well, so they'll start all over again. Kostitsa to Perry. Adam Perry squeezes by. Good, still controls. Tried to get it in front. It went off the skate, and Jeffrey quickly shovels it backhand down the ice.
Yeah, look at how quick Mason is to come out and play that puck, as he wants to take advantage of that Sioux PK line change.
Here's Perry. Puck squirts out. Good. Tries to get it by Gagne. He does, but not by Kostitsa at the point. Down to Gagne once again. Gagne steps in, makes a nice little move. But Perry to Meckler as they switch off now to Gagner. Back to Meckler. Meckler comes in off the post.
I'm not so sure that one didn't go in, hit the lower side of the post.
Here's Gagner, a nice spin. Gagner with Meckler, they switch spots, tries a cross ice. Perry couldn't knock it down. Kostitsin at the point.
Wouldn't surprise me, Rob, if they had a look at this at the whistle.
Meckler chasing after it, fires it off in behind Mason, and that had him twitchy. Kept in, though, by the Greyhounds. Falling down was Brandon McLean. Back it comes the other direction. Gagner turns again. Under pressure by Desjardins. Gagner still controlling. Squeezed out by Desjardins. Coming in to help Perry. Meckler trying to get it to Kostitsin at the point. They do. Arson. McKinnon out of the box. And a chip and an easy drop in for Perry. Gagner just fed it in. Perry finished it off.
Man alive. What a play this is by Sam Gagner. I mean, and an unselfish one at that, because when Arson gets this puck to him down low, he had a wide open half cage. Now he gets Gajewski going side to side. Look at this feed to Arson. See, wide open net. He says, no, I'll pass it instead. And Perry's there to bury it. 2 chances there. What a pass by Arson, and the soft touch by Gagner to get it across the ice to Adam Perry. This is just an unbelievable 3-way passing play, and Perry ends up with the marker.
That is what you call getting the feed and having a slam dunk right there for you.
Oh, man. Some kind of hands there by Sam Gagner.
Perry's 37th of the season. It is tied at 3. This has been a fun game to watch. Both teams back and forth. Perry from Gagner and Arson should be the call, and into the corner. Greyhounds trying to force the issue in the London zone. Less than 8 to play in the second period. Back up in front, trying to get an easy shot away. Turning around was Lyle. Knights a little trouble turning the zone. Lyle almost had it stripped away. Here's Kucheta. He lost it. Back from the Knights. Here's Taylor. There with Foreman. Foreman shot it into the glove. Gajewski, and we've got a break. 7:28 left to play in the second period. It's tied at 3 in London. Martin Geyer and Sean McCormick team up for Sportsnet Connected tonight. The Raptors are hosting the Pacers on a rebound after the loss to Cleveland earlier this week. A sit-down discussion with the manager of the Blue Jays, John Gibbons. Of course, Gibbons is a battler in fights of the week, and maybe the Shine battle with Biggers might actually make the fights of the week. Pretty good tilt.
That was a pretty good tilt.
7:19 left to play in the second period. Tied at 3 with Sam Cosentino. I'm Rob Faulds. RJ Broadhead handling things back at the Connected Studios. Soo Greyhounds. Jeffrey flips it up, but he is offside. This Soo Greyhounds team has really turned it on of late, Sam, and they're getting a lot of strong performances throughout the lineup.
Well, Dustin Jeffrey, without a doubt, is a part of a really good deal that worked out for both sides. Jeffrey comes over from Mississauga. Chris Lawrence goes the other way. A couple of other components in the deal, but both players have performed well for their new respective teams.
We've been talking about the competitive edge in the West, and that whoever comes out of the West might be beaten and battered, and East could just be going, okay, go ahead, guys, let them all go 7.
I think that's exactly what you're saying if you're Belleville or Oshawa or Mississauga or Barrie. I mean,
Jeffrey.
No doubt there'll be some good battles on that side as well, but if you look at the top 8 teams in the West, pretty good.
Kostitsin sidestepped a move, dragged down by Tyler Cuthbert, and Cuthbert will go to the penalty box.
Kostitsin has no trouble at all going into dirty areas, has no problem with physical contact, and you see Cuthbert plays him wide, and then it's a good step and a spin by Kostitsin. Well, Cuthbert goes for what he thought was the man and ends up only getting the legs.
Tripping call to Cuthbert at 13:28.
Still Hunter. Obviously not happy with something.
Meckler will take the draw again. Here's Perry. Getting set is Arson. Kostitsin directing traffic, and Gagner again swings wide. It worked for him late. Meckler gets tossed, and now it's Gagner. Meckler will take the Gagner spot drifting wide. won by the Greyhounds, and Meckler, though, keeps it in sharply on the left point. Perry holds up the puck long enough that Gagner can come in and sweep it out. Gagner still controlling. Perry getting bumped by Campbell. Back it comes to Meckler. To Gagner. Gagner turns. Nice little pass to Kostitsin. Gagner setting it up, tried to get it across. Loose as they try to sweep it in. As Arson came shooting in, he misfired on a loose puck, and there is the right hand of Josh Godfrey. Not happy with the collection of bodies in the crease.
Now look at what Arson does here. He's on the left side of your screen. Sneak, sneak, sneak. Gagner with that great vision tries to get it to him. It was intercepted before it made its way over there to Arson. But that's something they'll do. They'll try the backdoor cut. There's so many options on this London power play. That's why it's so successful. And that's just another little wrinkle, the backdoor cut.
Godfrey laid in big time to Perry. Shine is coming out.
Well, these teams have met 3 times previously, with London winning all 3 affairs, 2 of them by way of shootout, the other by way of 1 goal, a 1-goal victory. And so, you know, the Sioux with a chance here. Saginaw idle tonight, trying to pick up that 2 points and move into a tie for 4th spot in the Western Conference.
5:56 left to play in the second period. 3-3 the score. 1:23 left in the penalty to Tyler Cuthbert. They're not getting it dropped properly. They'll try it again.
You know, London's in a similar spot with 88 points and leading the Ontario Hockey League. Plymouth with 85 points, and Dale Hunter's been in since that penalty call was made.
London's at Owen Sound, so they've got an important weekend ahead as they play in Owen Sound tomorrow. So they certainly like to head north with a couple of points. This is Owen Sound, just came off a strong performance earlier this week.
Back-to-back wins against Barrie, and the attack are really starting to show some of the signs that everyone thought they would show early on.
Perry goes after it. Campbell gets to it first. 50 seconds in the power play for the Knights, but it's cleared out by the Greyhounds. Meckler tried to sweep it in. Perry goes after it. Campbell fires it around the boards, but not out. Bounces off a skate. Meckler fires wide. Bounces off the end boards. Knights dig for it. It's Gagner. Gagner cross ice, stepping in, getting the shot away was Arson, and a good save by Gajewski.
Gagner's vision is unbelievable. While the Knights get 2 good chances thanks to the fine puck handling of Steve Mason. Has a little short pass to make it stead. Goes all the way to the far blue line for Meckler. All he has to do is get a simple touch on it to avoid any sort of icing. And from there on, the Knights create good chances. Steve Mason showing off his puck handling skills.
Greyhounds flip it out. 20 seconds left in the penalty to Cuthbert. Gagner starts the drive. Gagner to the line. Tried to go outside, inside with the puck. Had it stripped away, and it's cleared down the ice. 7 seconds left. Mason, easy little pass to Kostitsin. Being watched by Desjardins. Backs up. Kostitsin starts it. Penalty is over. Here's a chance, though. Beaulieu couldn't get the pass over as he had Foreman breaking down the left side. Desjardins comes in, edge of the circle. Desjardins fires. It goes off a leg in front, but it's still the Sioux controlling. Near side, McLean turns, couldn't get a shot away. Jada in the corner.
He's been very good at this part of the game, working off the boards.
And gets it to Desjardins, sends it through the crease, and McLean picks it up on the other side. McLean tied up by Arson. Jada gets it out. Here's Desjardins. Fires, and that one goes wide, and jumping quickly on the puck was McLean.
Just relentless pursuit of the puck in the offensive zone by the Sioux. Again, creating a good chance off the forecheck.
Shada back to the line. It's still the Sioux controlling. McLean trying to get it into Godfrey as he came in from his point.
Good body positioning to give himself a lane to the net.
Arson banks it off the glass and out to center ice. 3:28 left to play second period. Tied at 3. Desjardins, long shift here. Swings it around, tries to get it to Tlusty. It was swept away by Taylor, the youngster. Across the line with Perry. Tried to get it to Adam Perry. Went off the stick there of Quinnell. Knight still controlling. Martinelli bumps. Taylor. For Foreman. Now to Taylor again. Digging. Now Perry rather in the far side. And he comes out of the zone. Near side Martinelli. Martinelli will hammer it in. Less than 3 to play. Adam Perry trying to dig it in behind. The Knights trying to throw their body around to keep control in the Sioux zone. Martinelli bumped his man, but Lyle clears it out. Martinelli a little trouble with it. Thornton on the forecheck. The Knights at their own line. Too far for Taylor. It slides in. And they will get the whistle. 2.5 to play in the second period. It is tied at 3 on a frosty night in London.
Sam Gagner is projected to go in the top 10 in the June draft in Columbus, and here's a little sampling of why that's the case. Picks up a power play marker just before the buzzer at the end of the first period to cut the lead, and then works off the half boards with David Meckler. It's Meckler who ends up getting the goal, Gagner with the assist. And this play here is just unbelievable. The soft hands, fake slap shot and pass over to Adam Perry. Sam Gagner, a special talent without a doubt, and a pretty good sampling. And his 3 assists now give him 108 points on the season.
He's tied with John Tavares, depending on what Tavares does with the Generals in Sarnia. He's got nothing so far, so it's a tie for third between Tavares and Gagner. And there's a quick shot right on. Now you take a look at what the Soo Greyhounds have left with their final 10 games there in London tonight. Then they've got Saginaw twice. They will see Sarnia twice, Plymouth twice.
Yeah,
before the end of the season.
That's a pretty tough run, but when you talk about games against a team that you're trying to jump over for home ice advantage, those 2 games against Saginaw starting on Sunday will be very interesting affairs as well. And the Plymouth Whalers, that's the squad that most everyone around the Ontario Hockey League is talking about as being the best.
Here's a shot from the point by Arson, deflected away. Beaulieu lays an elbow in, and he is going, and then pops another one. Pops Campbell after laying the elbow in.
Oh, now, and he throws a slash. I mean, if he doesn't get
Jones, he might get 2 or 3 the way this is going.
If he doesn't get at least 4 minutes here, there's something wrong, because you could have given him 3 separate penalties on that occasion.
Beaulieu gets Jones, pops Campbell, and then one more.
Yeah, Campbell did the smart thing to back off there. Watch this elbow. It's unbelievable on Jones. And then he will continue on, take a shot here at Campbell and the punch in the face. And as the play rolls on, they'll end up putting a stick on Campbell as well, trying to goad him into a fight. Watch this here. I'll throw the stick at him and the slash. To me, that's 3 penalties right there.
Gets 4 on the board. Well, an ill-advised extra penalty, and I think the coach might be a little unhappy with the way that turns out. Beaulieu in the box for 4. Minute 59 left to play in the second period.
There's a little feistiness. This is going to be a good end to this period, and I'm anticipating a dynamite third between these 2 Western Conference rivals.
You know, these Soo Greyhounds 8-1 since their last game in London. The shot right on Mason, the rebound, and it's cleared out by the Knights. 1:40 left to play, second period. 3-3 the score. Sioux led 2-1 after 1. Knights have outscored the Sioux 2-1 in this period.
Bad pass there by Godfrey for the power play icing call, but it's one thing to have a great shot like Godfrey has, but you sometimes have to be able to use your feet to get good positioning. And look at how quick he is once he accepts that puck to get himself towards the middle of the ice to get a good shot on goal. Josh Godfrey, we talked about it off the opening, 99.3 miles per hour to win the Ontario Hockey League skills competition during the All-Star weekend in Saginaw.
Craig Hartsburg said he's starting to see guys around the league get out of the way when Godfrey loads up, which is a good thing because gives Godfrey a better line to the net.
He just fires it so hard that you have to wonder why sometimes guys will go out there and get the block. I mean, you want to try and get as close to him as possible.
Bam, right on to Mason, and he puts the hold on with just 1 second over a minute remaining in the third.
Yeah, and you see Perry back off here. Perry comes into your screen right there. He's got the legs together, but he wants no part of getting in front of that shot whatsoever. And another good job to get it down towards the net with Kucheta getting a little chip of it at the end.
1-0-1. Now Godfrey again, little trouble with it. Couldn't get the shot away, and they'll try another tap. McLean knocked down, and the Knights start back. Todd Perry along with Meckler trailing, and Perry just opts to ease it into the Sioux zone. Final minute of the second period. Tied at 3. 2:41 still left in the double minor to Beaulieu, and in across the line offside.
Boy, Kucheta's just playing with a ton of confidence. Came back from a very good World Junior tournament, and since that time, he has really started to turn it up. You see his work along the boards is unbelievable. He's a strong guy. He's got good lower body strength. And he's been a nice surprise here in the second half of the season. They expected these things out of him. Got some inconsistency earlier in the year, but he's produced at a good pace in the second half.
Well, this number 24, Kucheta, has been working very hard, and the other 24 for London. Kostitsin has also shown an increase in the level of his confidence and being rewarded by getting a load of ice time. There's Foreman easing it in. Campbell now to Cuthbert. Greyhounds turn back, 10 seconds left. Trying to get one more rush before the end of the period. Past McLean. Perry goes after it, gets to it. Time ticking down and will run out. The Knights outscore the Greyhounds 2-1 in the second period to tie this game at 3.
Yeah, pretty good second period of play, and with it tied, it sets up for a very exciting third period of play with 2 valuable points on the line here in the Western Conference.
11 shots by each team in the second period, tied at 3 after 40 minutes at the John Labatt Center.
Welcome back to Trade or No Trade. James, we're at a critical stage. Have you made a decision?
Okay, I'll do it. LA for Pittsburgh.
Ladies, please step forward.
What do you think, Kippy? This a nothing deal?
No way. This is big for the Kings. They could use more brunettes.
For once, Nick, I couldn't agree with you more.
The models from Deal or No Deal Canada join the Hockey Central Deadline Bash Tuesday.
For the continuation, tune in for
the Hockey Central Deadline Bash.
Commentators' clothing provided in part by Zizania. Available at The Coop.
Back in the Sportsnet Connected newsroom, I'm RJ Broadhead. 2 of the hottest teams in the Ontario Hockey League tied heading to the third period. So we have an interesting final 20 minutes coming up for you. The Edmonton Oilers in Detroit playing Game 6 of a 7-game road trip. Finally got a win on this road trip last night. Dwayne Rollison and crew in trouble because the Wings have won 13 straight at home, and what a start. Henrik Zetterberg, 27 points in his last 12 games, makes it 1-0. Ensuing power play, Nick Lidstrom, the shot deflected by Thomas Holmstrom. His 21st. Wings up 2-0, and the Oilers didn't seem to have too much, but they get a power play. Patrick Thorson to Ryan Smith. Who else? Smith's 31st. Oilers trailing it 2-1. It is now in the second period. So the Oilers in top against the Red Wings, who have been red hot. Bruins and Lightning. Just under 2 minutes in, Phil Kessel loses control. Mark Denny can't cover it, and Marco Sturm, with all those trade rumors, gets his 20th 1-0 Bruins. Moments after that, Lightning power play. Brad Richards to Dan Boyle, the defenseman, ties it at 1. Bruins still fighting for a playoff spot. Tampa Bay trying to win the Southeast. Brad Boyes, speaking of trade rumors, he might be going to Pittsburgh. He gets his 10th. They're showcasing him. That might up his value a bit. 2-1 Bruins. That's still in the first period, so they are beating the Tampa Bay Lightning early on. Now, how about this one? It's the game and brawl everyone's talking about. The Sabres and Senators last night. An ugly melee after Chris Drury was leveled by Chris Neal in the second period of last night's game. Drury required more than 20 stitches to close a forehead gash. He's out indefinitely. Lindy Ruff shared his thoughts.
It was a predator type of hit where Chris was vulnerable. Neal went out of his way to deliver a blow to Chris's head. If you watch the replay, you can understand why I initially thought it was blatant elbow, because when he goes through the hit, his elbow is shoulder high. Nothing has changed for me. It was a deliberate attempt to put somebody out.
Brandy from Deal or No Deal Canada. And there are only 4 days left until the Hockey Central Deadline Bash. I'll be there, and I hope you'll be there too.
Well, I will be now. Tune into Hockey Central's Deadline Bash on Tuesday. The Deal or No Deal models, Keith Primo, the Internet Insider, Eklund, and we might even tell you about a few trades, too. I think we'll have time. And don't forget, if you can't watch it on TV, we will have it for you on sportsnet.ca. Sportsnet Connected, following the game. Martine and Geyer will have more on that Senators-Sabres game.
More CHL action coming your way on Sunday. Shawinigan and Drummondville. Sam and Pete with the call. 7 Eastern, 4 Pacific time. Well, an entertaining game at the John Labatt Center, tied at 3. Joining us now is David Meckler. And David, did you expect this kind of pace to the game with the Greyhounds in town?
Absolutely. I mean, at this point in the season, every game matters, and it's very important to them, and it's very important to us. So we knew we were going to come out and have to give everything we got, and they did the same, and it's a great game.
Are you happy with your decision to leave Yale and play here in the Ontario Hockey League?
Oh, yeah. Absolutely no regrets. It's one of the best decisions I've ever made. I regret ever not coming here in the first place. It's so great here.
It's funny, we were talking about this in the opening, David. You've got Gagner, you've got Kane, you've got Kostitsa, and they've got 100 points each. You're kind of like the forgotten guy with 30-plus goals.
Yeah, I mean, it happens, but, you know, I'm just going to come out every night and do my thing, and they're great players, and they're doing their thing. So, I mean, we're helping the team win, and that's what matters.
Can you take us through the goal that you scored?
Yeah, I mean, we had a great setup, and Gagner gave me the puck, and we planned me to go back to AJ Perry in front of the net. And I went to him and hit his skate, came right back to me. The goalie had slid over thinking AJ had the puck, and I got it for a slide in there.
Yeah, it wasn't much room, though.
No, I know. It was just it was the right time and the right opportunity, so I was able to put it right where I wanted it.
Tell me about your game plan with the Knights through the final 10 games of the season. What is it that Coach Hunter wants you to do?
I mean, the key to winning is going to be D-zone, and we know when we get to playoffs, that's going to be what wins the playoffs for us. So we want to get our D-zone as tight as possible and shut them down defensively. We know we can score. We just got to get our defense going.
Now, playing for Dale Hunter, what have you learned from him over the course of this year?
Oh, the whole organization here is amazing, and Dale as a coach, I mean, he knows what it takes. He's been there, and he's been able to teach us what we need to do on and off the ice, which is very important. So it's a great place to learn.
Dave, your dad's been doing planes, trains, and automobiles to watch every game, and he's here again tonight?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, he won't miss a game. He loves watching me play.
Congratulations, Dave. You're having a great season and continued success.
Thank you very much.
David Meckler has one of the goals. Soo and London are tied at 3 after 40 minutes. Terrific crowd at the John Labatt Center in London, Ontario, where the hometown Knights are in a tight one with the Soo Greyhounds. With Sam Cosentino, I'm Rob Faulds. After 40 minutes of play, it is a 3-3 tie. Greyhounds with a 2-1 lead. A late power play goal in the first may have got the Knights started. Then they score a power play goal early in the second.
And that's the one thing you want to avoid if you're playing the London Knights. You don't want to get into a power play battle with the #1 ranked power play in the Ontario Hockey League. Get a good look at the goals here. Sam Gagner, so effective as this pass goes in front of the net. It comes back off a good skate, back onto Meckler's stick and in the net. And then good work by Desjardins to McLean with tremendous hand-eye coordination, flipping it up to himself.
He was wide open.
Pick up the goal there, wide open in front of the net. And then Gagner with just an unbelievable pass through 2 sets of legs, Gajewski's stick, and it ends up on Adam Perry's stick and behind Gajewski for the game tire.
Second period scoring summary brought to you by Vaughn, where performance meets protection. So Meckler his 33rd, McLean his 16th, and then Perry adds number 37 of the year, and it's all tied up. 11-11 the shots in the second period. Sault Ste. Marie with the advantage, 24-18. The Greyhounds and the Knights are tied at 3, heading to the third period in London. In the late 70s, young Sam, the man on the left, John Davidson, and I did the play-by-play on radio for the London Knights. That is his son, Jesse. You may recall about 8 years ago, John pushed Jesse all around the province of Ontario in his wheelchair to raise awareness for Duchenne's muscular dystrophy. A couple of years later, John walked coast to coast to raise money for gene research. John runs the gene research position with Jesse's journey. It's still ongoing. They've raised lots of money as they continue to do research into studying how to cure muscular dystrophy. It's a fabulous family. I had dinner with John last night. Jesse's living on his own. He's 26. The family is a fabulous family. 3 boys, Shireen and John, are dedicated to the family, and they're doing great work here in the city of London. They are real heroes to the people in this community, and this community has rallied around Jesse's journey to help raise funds.
Great to see, and a great story, no doubt.
You know why I didn't mention the year where John and I did the games together? We were both 11 when we did the games.
Well, it's because they didn't have TV then.
Thank you very much, Sam. Quinnell, he fires a shot over, and the Soo Greyhounds right now on the power play with 1:32 after Beaulieu took the double minor. Quinnell now, he fires off the glass. Bouncing, loose in front. Chance now, Godfrey. The save, loose puck again. Drops it into the corner. Jeffrey up high to Godfrey. He fires it right on. Mason makes one save. Then it's cleared away in behind. Jeffrey again. Near side to Quinnell. He's got Godfrey, but to the side. Tlusty tried to jam it in as he came out of the corner. It's cleared out by the Knights. They get a nice hand.
Well, I didn't see a ton of urgency on the part of the Sioux power play towards the end of that second period, but without a doubt, the first minute of this power play here in the third has been excellent with about 5 or 6 good chances.
Here's Meckler coming in with Martinelli. Martinelli flips it in. Kuczewski makes an important save there. Tied at 3. Did not want to give up a shorthanded goal. Quinnell. Took it. That's Cuthbert firing it in. Desjardins. Campbell at the far point. Now dropping it low. Desjardins. Here's Cuthbert as he called for it. Cuthbert, the fire diving stop there by Foreman.
Boy, Foreman has had a dynamite game here tonight. He's throwing his body around, playing with a real edge, and doing some of the things he does best in the PK.
10 seconds left in the double minor. To Beaulieu. He is standing ready to return to action. 5 seconds now. Fired into the London zone. Arson steers it in. The penalty is over. That one, a little flutter shot there that gets in. Kostitsyn turns with it. Kostitsyn, he's had just a boatload of ice time. Kostitsyn continues. A shot saved by Kuczewski. The rebound cleared away, and there's a penalty coming to the Greyhounds after Kostitsyn was knocked down. He never gave up that entire sequence.
I mean, what tremendous skill level this guy has. He is just unbelievable. Watch him pick up this puck and see you later. He goes end to end. The puck way out in front of him, dangling, dangling. What are the D going to do? He tries to go outside on him, and as he does, it's Good there who just kind of turns him off balance. And Good will go to the box. What a tremendous end-to-end rush by Sergei Kostitsyn.
Well, sitting next to Biggers.
That's just a tough break. If you're the Sioux, you have 4 minutes worth of power play, unable to score a goal. You almost give up a shorthanded opportunity, and then it comes back the other way, and you take a penalty now. Very tough spot the Sioux find themselves in here early in this third.
Gagner just snaps that in. Knights on the power play. They've got 2 extra man goals tonight. Back it comes Arson. Little trouble controlling it. Got caught up in his skates. Cleared out by the Greyhounds. Sioux, a hard-working team. We've seen that tonight on a number of occasions.
See how smart Kucheta was there? It was a soft dump for the ice because he knows if he gets it down there quickly, Mason will intercept it and start to rush back the other way. That soft dump allowed the Sioux time on the PK change.
And your keys of the game, here's a giveaway. Kostitsyn to the side. Shot right on by Kuczewski. We'll talk more about the keys of the game as we take a look at the top scorers, brought to you by Boston Pizza. You're among friends. 123 points for Patrick Kane. Tyler Donati and John Tavares have no points at this point tonight. Sam Gagner with 3 has moved into a tie for third.
Yeah, it's unbelievable. You're seeing all those 100-point getters. The game has obviously opened up over the last couple of years with some tremendous skill at the top of that list. And Kane not playing here tonight out with the flu.
But Gagner has done it with 45. This is game 46 of the season. He's had some time off with the World Juniors and an injury.
Yeah, missed the last 3 games with injury, and of course a good performance at the WJC.
Boy, he just feathered that through almost the go-ahead goal for the London Knights. 40 seconds left in their power play. Yep. They start back. Montgomery goes down the right side. There with Beaulieu. Foreman, though, was given the pass on the left side. He overskated it. Beaulieu kind of set up in front. Montgomery's there. Now Gagner again. Knights trying to set things up on the power play. Good work defensively by the Greyhounds to strip it away and clear it down the ice.
Good support. Great support there, Rob, by Desjardins coming back to help Campbell out. The two of them combined to get it the length.
5 seconds left in the penalty to Good. He's on his feet, ready to return to play. He's back on the ice. Penalty is over, but here's a chance now. They tried to get it to Gagner coming down the right side, and it flips out of play.
Well, Kostitsin not afraid to carry the puck, and when you have that kind of skill level, why not? He tries one of those end-to-end rushes again, takes his speed wide, and you can see that angle of pursuit there, just to try and steer him to the boards. As he tried to center it to Gagner, was flipped up out of play, but there's no denying this guy's talent, and he has really put it on display this year, more so than ever.
Knights, good puck movement right now. A shot in, a good save by Kachewski. He had to react very quickly. That one snapped in. Back come the Greyhounds. Tied at 3. Trying to split the D. Arson takes the puck and is able to get it out of harm's way. Meckler trying to control it. He cannot. And it's the Greyhounds who turn back. Jara controlling right at the red line. Takes a return pass there by Lyle and just eases it in as everybody had to stay on side. 5 minutes played in the third period. Tied at 3. John Labatt Center in London. Two very good teams squaring off. They've been extremely good. London 9-1 in their past 10. And the Greyhounds 8-1, 0-1.
16 wins in their last 20 for the Sioux has really helped them gain separation.
Adam Perry knocked down once and then twice, but the Knights still control in Sioux territory. Turning there with it, it's Tucker Hunter. Back in front, they snap it in, sending it wide was Meckler. He's got one tonight. Martinelli was battling low for it. There's Hunter, comes back out. Montgomery to the side. Oh, plenty of time and an opportunity there for Adam Perry. And it's cleared out by the Greyhounds. And a whistle. 14:06 remaining in the third. It is Saturday, and that means Hockey Central, presented by Boston Pizza. Montreal, Ottawa, Toronto, Calgary, all in action. Highlights from the afternoon. Of course, they'll set you up for the busiest night in the NHL. 6 Eastern, 3 Pacific time as Darren Millard leads the crew. And, of course, they'll have the trade to talk about. I'm sure Martine and Sean will talk about it as well, as Anson Carter was dealt by Columbus.
Get a little Send Sabres there Saturday night. Should be a good tilt.
You think?
Ray Emery, boy, is he strong. You don't want to mess with that guy. People in the Sioux know all about him.
McKinnon trying to get around his man. Montgomery does a nice job. Bourdieu, lead pass. One touch. Here's Foreman. Foreman with Wilkins and trying to get it to Martinelli. Martinelli sweeps it in behind. Foreman bangs a body, but it's picked up by Jeffrey. And it's cleared down the ice, and it will be whistled. And now look at Martinelli against the bench.
Yeah, he wants a piece of McKinnon because McKinnon knocked him flat in his keister.
There's only one white jersey in there, and it's Martinelli. And he gets sent back to his bench. It's tied at 3. This is fun at Friday night in London. With Sam Cosentino, I'm Rob Faulds. RJ Broadhead handling things back at Sportsnet Connected Studios. Tied at 3 at the John Labatt Center. Soo Greyhounds and the London Knights. Greyhounds 8-1 since the last time they played London. The Knights, of course, powering through another great season.
I was really looking forward to this one when it came onto the schedule. We don't get a chance to see the Sioux too often, but you can see why now they're having a lot of success. Very aggressive on the forecheck. Got some balance scoring, a little bit of toughness as well.
Big hit there, too. Nicely done by Andrew Wilkins, taking out Quinnell. And we've seen a good body checking. We've seen a battle or two. Desjardins being pushed out of the way by Todd Perry. That's sent around to the near side, and Tucker Hunter carries it out, knocks it down, still controls. McCoy turns. And we'll start it from the defense again. Past Wilkins, and controlling it is Halstead. Sends it right back to the London line, and turning with it now Kajeda, long shot off the big stick and into the screen and behind the London goal. 12-17 remaining in the third.
Well, David Kajeda has really turned his game around since the World Junior Championships. The 47 points in the 49 games he's played, part of that balanced attack, and I think the stat that I like most about him, plus 15, very responsible two-way player.
Kajeda forcing the issue. Greg Hertzberg wanted a 60-minute game, and that was one of your keys, and he's been getting that from the Greyhounds. They haven't backed off at all, have they?
No, and they continue to try and create chances off the cycle. Very aggressive on the forecheck, taking away that D-to-D pass and that outlet for the London defenseman. Very effective in the first period, but London has since battled back and countered it pretty good.
Cuthbert tried to get that to Kajeda. Kajeda throws his shoulder in front, and Lyle couldn't get a good shot away. Lyle, though, comes up with the puck. Swings in behind the net. Back up high, tried to get it, and Cuthbert fires. It's deflected. Kajeda tried to jump on the loose puck in front. Greyhounds now, some pressure in the London zone. Finally picked up by Gagner, rink wide. Perry starts it down, goes outside, loses his balance. Good. He gets bumped as Perry continues to work. Kicks it to Kostitsin. Kostitsin digs it in front. The shot hits Lyle loose in front now, and it's Perry. Shot. Gagner got a piece of it, but deflected it wide. In behind the net now, Kostitsin. Strong on the puck. In front. Squirts through. Again. Down low into the corner. Pass Kostitsin. Up with it. But bouncing it off the boards is Tyler Cuthbert. Good pressure by the Knights now in return. Here's Tom Perry across the line. Gagner standing right at the point. Down low. Perry, Kostitsin, Cuthbert, hefts it. It was almost like a London power play.
Will draw weight. Well, the Sioux getting a couple of good chances, mostly created off the forecheck. Once again, it goes back to the point. Looks like a harmless shot, but it takes one bounce there off Tlusty's stick, and then in front of the net, Kajeda gets a chance to try and backhand it in. Look who's out there to try and help out in the back check, Sam Gagner.
There's a shot to a crowd. It's bouncing and it's cleared away. The Greyhounds scoop it up. Jeffrey leads it into the London zone. Racing after it is Cody Thornton, the captain, nearby Woodstock. Off a skate, controlled by the Knights. Flip it off the glass. Campbell gathers it up. The Knights can't get it. Here's Thornton coming in. Thornton, his shot off the shoulder and held there by Mason. Midway point of the third period.
Well, Rob, you talked about a late addition to the London Knights team. Was Kevin Montgomery, was picked up right around Christmas time, 4th round pick of the Colorado Avalanche in the 2006 draft. Was actually a Knights pick back in the 2004 draft, the 5th rounder. Ended up going to school at Ohio State, and at the semester break left Ohio State to come and play for Dale Hunter's London Knights. And he is slowly getting more and more comfortable, and now starting to see some time in the power play, especially with Kane out.
There's a shot knocked down in front by the Knights. They start back. Wilkins down the right side. Leads it in. Jordan Shine couldn't control it in the corner, and the Greyhounds bring it the other direction. Chopped up the boards right in front of the benches. And back into the Sioux zone. They all started out. In fact, they just fired down the ice. Josh Godfrey. Clark is there. Icing's waved off, and as it's sent ahead, Taylor takes a bump from Desjardins. Back it comes to Shine. Shine just sweeps it in. Andrew Wilkins went racing after it. And it's kept in at the line. Very close. Wilkins tried to sweep it towards the net. And Gajewski decides to hold on. 9:15 left to play in the third period. It is tied 3-3. Molson Canadian Senators hockey on Rogers Sportsnet comes your way Tuesday when the Sens face Carolina. 7 Eastern. Regional restrictions do apply. Shot comes in. Gajewski had to follow that. He was already down on his knees and going to slide over with the shot.
David Meckler, such a good face-off man. We saw him win that draw at the end of the first period on the back end. going backwards. Watch what he does this time. He goes forward with it through Jeffrey's legs and gets a shot on goal right off the draw. Good face-off men will change their tactics on occasion, and Meckler did it there, created himself a good opportunity.
Ryan Martinelli from the point throws it around the boards. The Knights are there, tried to get it in front, and it scooped up by the Greyhounds. They dump it in opposite point. Jeffrey can't control it. Martinelli steers it around, hits behind the net. Martinelli battling along with Thornton. Controlling now is McKinnon. Swings wide. Martinelli had to follow him all the way, and there's a penalty coming, and it could be for Martinelli for just riding McKinnon, getting the stick under his armpit and just going, let's water ski.
Yeah, the old stick parallel to the ice. But look at what the Sioux does here. They'll send two guys behind the net, and the goal there is to try and take away that D-to-D, that outlet pass. Martinelli tries to backhand it while the turnover is created, all because of that forecheck pressure. And then you see as the puck is trying to be steered out of the London end, it's Martinelli who gets the hook.
And it drifts into Mason. He puts the big glove on it. Mason, 38-11, 1 and through the 322 goals against. In the penalty box, Ryan Martinelli feeling shame.
I don't want any demonstration here. Don't give this guy a stick.
Shot comes in. Oh, just a laser beam from Godfrey, rocketing high. Godfrey again, near side to Quinnell. Quinnell, yeah, they keep setting Godfrey up, and why not? That one, oh, ouch. That hit Perry. He felt all of that through the padding. Here's McLean coming in. Oh, misfiring on the far side. Desjardins. Godfrey saved by Mason. Loose puck in front. Perry, even though he's suffering from the agony of taking a Godfrey shot off his shin pad, makes the play, clearing it down the ice.
Oh, that's scary when you got to try and get in front of that. It's like players in the National Hockey League when they used to have to get in front of an Al McGinnis shot.
That's when the flamingo was invented.
Yeah.
Good chance now for the Greyhounds coming in. Tlusty, what a good save by Mason as he kicked out his left leg. Here's Kostitsyn, and he's knocked down, and there's an even up penalty coming now as Thornton will go to the box.
Wow, a ton of good chances. You'll see Thornton complaining about the penalty. A Godfrey shot right into Perry's leg, lower leg area, and then continued pressure by the Greyhounds. The pass out in front goes wide. Godfrey with another good chance. A spin around opportunity thereafter for McLean. And then Tlusty with a good low shot blocker side. It's so tough for a goaltender to concentrate on that play when you have two open players around. But Tlusty puts a good shot on goal, and then Thornton gets the gate for that infraction there.
Called a hook. He got him turned around quite nicely. And now, four skaters aside. 48 seconds left in the penalty to the Knights. Martinelli, and then they will be on the power play. Montgomery, Foreman, part of the quartet for the Knights. And it's finally controlled. Yeah, it looked like it was controlled by Foreman. Jeffrey, and Tlusty steals it away. Campbell, left point, off the glass. Campbell circles back. The only man down there is Tlusty. They're looking for a little help there as they go for reinforcements. Cuthbert hanging back because Beaulieu was floating. Here's Foreman with Beaulieu across the line. They try to crisscross. Firing, getting the shot away was Foreman, but it rattles off the end boards. 1:06 now. It's a power play for the London Knights as Martinelli is back. Martinelli goes to the bench. Arson trying to turn Brandon McLean around. McLean doing a nice job eating up some seconds. There's Desjardins. He is bumped by Kostitsyn. Well, it'll be interesting to see the ice time that Kostitsyn had at the end of this game.
You don't want to see it. I know I can't count that high.
Arson to Kostitsyn. Kostitsyn leads it ahead. Perry. Greyhounds send it out. Gagner gathers it up, tries to take it in, and has had it swept away, and the Sioux clears it out.
That sometimes can be the best way to combat this very tough power play, is not allow exit out of the London zone. But when you have a guy like Kostitsyn, sometimes that can be tough.
Chopped at it. The fans want a penalty. They're not going to get it. 7 seconds left now. in the London power play. Thornton ready to return to action. 2 seconds now left in the penalty, and the whistle will go as Dale Hunter looks skyward. He's not happy that the faceoff is coming back into Knights territory.
We thought that Lyle had hooked Kostitsyn to the ice in the neutral zone area, and Dale Hunter has been on the referees on a couple of occasions in this game, not getting the call there. And just 2 seconds remain on the Soo penalty to Cody Thornton.
5:41 left to play. Third period tied at 3. 2-1 Soo after 1 period. 3-3 after 2. Flipped high, a bouncing puck. Towards Kajewski, getting there. Good speed. Justin Taylor. Taylor turns as he walked out from behind the net. Montgomery from the side, deflected wide. Martinelli dumps it in. Kajewski will hold it and leave it behind the goal. Greyhounds starting back. Josh Godfrey. Godfrey swings wide. There's Tlusty. Jiri Tlusty swings down low. Tlusty comes up. Martinelli diving. Able to stop it, and they sweep in behind. Loose puck. Mason had to make a quick save. Martinelli now up on the puck. To Wilkins. Wilkins with Taylor on the right side. Throws it into the opposite corner. Beaulieu tries to chop at it. Wilkins and Beaulieu. Beaulieu now into the corner. Swings out, leaves it in the corner. Wilkins and Godfrey battle for it. It flips up and is whistled down. 4:42 left to play. An entertaining hockey game tied at 3.
The Ontario Hockey League on Rogers Sportsnet. Brought to you by MasterCard. There are some things money can't buy. For everything else, there's MasterCard.
4:42 left to play in the third period. Tied at 3. Todd Perry, rink wide, and Meckler tried to sweep it in. Foreman was chasing after it, sidestepped by a Greyhound that he had lined up to level. That was Cuthbert, who was able to get out of the way. Meckler off the boards, tried to pick it up. Here's Foreman. Now to Beaulieu. Beaulieu one shot, then another, and a quick glove there by Gajewski to stop the play.
Beaulieu has been a little more involved in the offensive side of the game than we're used to seeing. Good chance created here off of the pass from Foreman. Gets it back, and Gajewski good with the glove. Beaulieu's father, Jacques, was an assistant coach here last year with Dale Hunter. Has since moved on to take over the head coaching and now interim GM duties for St. John.
The fog goggles.
It was a great opportunity for him. He had to sit behind the bench with Dale Hunter, learn some things, and then get a chance to run his own program.
Race now for it. After it goes Brandon McLean. McLean tripped up. Falls down in behind. So does Desjardins. He lost his lid. Coming back the other way is Wilkins. Foreman. And now scooping it up is Taylor. This line's getting a lot more. Quick save there by Gajewski as he had to throw at the right leg. As this young line is showing a lot of zip. Turning with it now. Foreman with Taylor. Foreman to Taylor. Taylor turns. Can't get the shot away.
That's a good play by Cannell. Just to take his man and continue to move him off the puck.
Biggers leaves it there. Campbell. Starts out. Taylor on the forecheck. Slides past McLean and into London territory. Getting to it is Arson. 3:20 left to play in the third. Tied at 3. Here's Todd Perry off the boards, and it goes. And it's whistled down.
Another good chance for the Knights off the rush, and they create a lot of chances off the rush because of their great speed. Look at Taylor, picks up that puck, goes to the back leg, and goes low blocker side, which Gajewski has been known to give up some goals in that area. I believe 5 of them in that 8-6 loss to Plymouth on Sunday were in that very area.
And the Knights in behind their own net. Ryan Martinelli ahead a little too far for Kostitsyn, and it's Cuthbert who fires it in. Martinelli was very quick to clear it out. Less than 3 to play in the third period. Tied at 3. John Labatt Center in London, Ontario. First place team in the Midwest. Here's a quick shot by Kostitsyn, blocked. And the rebound controlled by the Greyhounds.
Rob, this is that part of the game where we talk about the London Knights' ability to win games. They really seem to bear down in these situations. They'll get a good save from Mason and then take advantage of whatever few chances they get. And this is that unteachable thing, that intangible that Dale Hunter brings to his club.
Kusheda to Cuthbert. Cuthbert into the glove of Steve Mason, and he holds on. Martinelli and Matt Lyle look nose to nose. Well, maybe nose to chin.
You know, Rob, one guy we haven't talked a lot about is Jiri Tlusty, the first-round pick, 13th overall of the Toronto Maple Leafs. Actually started the year, played in 6 games with the Toronto Marlies in the American Hockey League. Had 4 points, was producing at a pretty good level, but the organization just felt it would be better for him to learn here in the Ontario Hockey League.
Long shot. Mason had to make a quick save. The Greyhounds try to force the issue with 2:10 left to play. Swinging in and around it up. McKinnon to the corner, up high. Watch out, there's Godfrey. He's got that good shot from the right point. Arson able to clear it out. Knights start back. Here's Meckler. Meckler fires. Big rebound by Gajewski, cleared out by the Hounds. Setting up again. London with 1:45. Right up the middle. Foreman is there along with Beaulieu, and it's offside. This line has been getting a lot more ice in the third period.
Well, Rob, it's crunch time here at the JLC, and it seems the crowd has that rising feel to their tone. But there's the D-to-D we talked about. Now, when that's been stopped by Sault Ste. Marie earlier in the game, exit out of the zone was very tough. When you're unable to stop that pass, you see how easy London is able to get it out of their own end and initiate the breakout.
Montgomery to Martinelli. We're on the boards. Here's Kostitsin. Kostitsin to Gagner. With Perry on the left side. Here's a lead pass. Trying to find Perry, and it was knocked away by Good. Martinelli from the right. Defense position. A bouncing puck. Good is there as Kostitsin's trying to force it. Gagner keeps it in. Slides past Kostitsin. There's Perry. Perry steers it near corner, but nobody there in a white jersey. And the Greyhounds flip it back with a minute left in the third.
Go figure. Another one-goal game between these two clubs.
Cleared ahead. Stripped away by the Greyhounds. McLean lines up a shot. Stick save, and Desjardins, big bounce and rebound. Kostitsin's on it. Now to Perry. To Gagner. Gagner at the Sioux line just steers it ahead. Thornton across the way as the Greyhounds come back into London territory. Godfrey turned around. Mason comes out and steers the puck to the side boards. Thornton goes off the skates right to Gagner. A fortunate bounce for the Knights. Gagner tried to swing it through. Beaulieu was there. It's kept in by London, but finally Greyhounds clear it out. 10 seconds left. Off the glass, back to center. Jeffrey goes after it. 5 ticks left. Here's a chance now. Winding up. Thornton saved by Mason. Overtime awaits between the Greyhounds and the London Knights.
Boy, a pretty good chance for the Sioux here. As time was winding down, Cordy Thornton makes a beautiful pass here. Flips it all the way across, Jeffrey rather, to Thornton for the shot on goal with that puck on end. A very tough save for Mason to make. But that's usually his point in the game in which he shines, and Mason makes the stop. And for the 4th time in 4 meetings between these two clubs, we'll have the game decided by just 1 goal, and maybe even in a shootout. Let's go back and take a look at how we got to this point in the game. It all starts with a good forecheck here by the Sioux, as Desjardins goes up top off of the rebound. More continued good play by David Kucheta. In the forecheck, avoids the hook and goes blocker side, short side on Mason to make it 2-0. Then before the period ended, Meckler, Montgomery, Kostitsin, and finally Gagner, as all 4 players touch the puck on a beautiful face-off play, well executed and designed play to cut the lead to 1. And then it's Sam Gagner here in the second period, working hard down low. It's Meckler who gets the goal. The puck comes right back to him and able to thread the needle there to tie the game at deuces. It will be a 3-2 lead thanks to Brendan McLean as he bats the puck up into the air and beats Mason. But Sam Gagner and Adam Perry would combine to tie it at 3, and that's where we stand. A nice summation of all 6 goals scored in this game.
How about this stat? the Soo Greyhounds have never had a game decided in overtime.
Well, you just jinxed it. You know something's going to happen here. This game's going to get decided in OT.
So you're going to blame me already. They've gone to the shootout 11 times, and they're 6-5 in the shootout, but have nothing, whether it be a win or a loss in overtime. Meanwhile, the London Knights are 5-1 in overtime this season. They've won their last 3 OT. So here we go. Overtime awaits. 4-on-4 hockey. 5 minutes on the clock. London Knights and the Soo Greyhounds. Here's Todd Perry and across the line and very quickly swept out of the way by Dustin Jeffrey.
Pretty fun to watch these two clubs. When you look at some of the high-end talent, you talk about Jeffrey and Thornton and Godfrey, and then you look at Kostitsin and Meckler. I mean, this is going to be pretty good 5 minutes of hockey right here.
And there's Meckler. His 33 goals now, 1 tonight. Desjardins coming in along with McLean. McLean has it stripped away by Todd Perry, and Perry leads it ahead. Foreman to Meckler. Meckler swings wide. Meckler comes in. Gajewski makes the save on a sharp angle, and it's scooped by Cuthbert. First minute of overtime. Quinnell, back he comes. Quinnell being challenged there by Martinelli, pushed against the boards. Puck steered around for Kostitsin. Kostitsin decides to go the other way, ran into Brandon McLean. Martinelli now with the puck. Back come the Knights. Kostitsin with Gagner wide on the right side. Here's Gagner, high slot, wait, shot off the end boards. Back in front again, and Gagner scores! Knights win in overtime.
Well, you had that smell of trouble when those two go on the rush, especially when Kostitsin carries the puck in over the line. He's been so effective at making that rush in this game, and on this occasion, it's no different. It all starts from the back end. Martinelli gets it going. Kostitsin will end up getting the puck here, and now he's able to take it all the way down the ice. Once he gets into the Soo zone, he finds Gagner. This shot misses, but look at Kostitsin pursue the puck. Beats good, and then Gagner slips out into that slot position uncovered. Kostitsin has that great vision and chemistry with Gagner to get him the puck, and Gagner in that position, pretty good chance he's not going to miss his opportunities from there.
2 goals, 2 assists for Sam Gagner, involved in all scoring. It comes at 1:21. Kostitsin finds Gagner in front, and he makes no mistake. Knights win in OT. Well, let's look at the play of the game, brought to you by Ackland's Granger, Canada's leading distributor of industrial fleet and safety supplies.
Well, we have to head to our game winner in overtime. Kostitsin over the line. One good chance missed here, but Kostitsin follows that puck around. Gagner slips into the slot untouched and goes upstairs on Kyle Gajewski. And another good look at this play here and how effective these two are when they have things going right together, Kostitsin and Gagner.
Well, ho-hum, another 4-point night for Sam Gagner, who joins us now. Boy, this was a very tough Soo Greyhound team that came into this JLC, Sam.
Yeah, you know, every time we play them, they're a tough team to play. I think that's 3 games now that have gone into either a shootout or overtime, and, you know, it's a tribute to our guys. We keep battling, and they're a tough team to play against, but, you know, we always seem to get a, bounce late and, pull out a win. Mace made a lot of key saves again tonight, and allowed us to come back and get the win there.
Sam, one thing I notice about your team is the ability for this team to really buckle down when it counts and win games. It may not always be the best effort, and there are times when it's a great effort, but can you describe that intangible of your team to be able to win games?
Yeah, I think the coaching staff really instills a lot of confidence in us, and that really allows us to come back. I think obviously games could sometimes get out of hand when we're playing bad if it weren't for Mace, and I think, guys are always confident, and, we were able to get goals late, and, I think that was the case again tonight, and, it was another huge win for us.
And you have to look to other avenues as well, Sam, with Patrick out of the lineup with the flu. Other guys had to step up.
Yeah, I think, that's been the case all year. I think everybody just steps up when they need to, and I think that's going to be huge for us come playoff time. Obviously, you need other guys ticking. And, tonight was another test for us, and, hopefully we can continue the success into the playoffs.
Well, you've picked up the overtime win tonight. Another 2 points. Sam, congratulations.
Thank you very much.
Sam Gagner, 2 goals, 2 assists, and, of course, the big goal in OT at 121. Next game, the CHL on Rogers Sportsnet on Sunday, 7 Eastern, 4 Pacific time, when Shawinigan faces Drummondville. Peter Labardius and Sam Cosentino with the call on all channels. Coming up at the top of the hour, Martine Guyard and Sean McCormick have Sportsnet connected. The Raptors in action. There's a sit-down chat with the manager of the Blue Jays, John Gibbons, and this is Friday. That means it's time for the fights of the week. That's all coming up on Sportsnet Connected. Well, it was a determined Soo Greyhound team that traveled south to London. They made it very interesting. A 2-1 first period lead, tied at 3 after 2. When it was all said and done, though, it was OT, and Sam Gagner with the winner from Kostitsin. 4-3 of the final. Knights continue to roll. For Sam Cosentino, I'm Rob Faulds. Take care, everybody.